Howdy and welcome back for another edition of East Texas Tonight on East Texas Now. And I always enjoy getting to talk to folks who are creative because I too am a creative person and I love hearing how people's brains work. And we're hearing from someone who has a unique eye, and I think that's really, really interesting. Tonight we're talking to, this is Donna Cummings. Now, from weddings to family portraits to major life milestones, her lens has told the stories of so many here in East Texas. She's the owner of Donna Cummings Photography in Tyler and has spent years building a reputation for creative, timeless, and meaningful photography that reflects the people and just the moments that make East Texas home. And Donna, she's joining me now. I just want to know what got you started in all this. How did you stumble upon photography as a skill that you can not only do but do it well?
Well, I all my life I wanted to be an artist. And my mother wanted me to be a nurse or a teacher. And so I went to school for a long time trying to become a teacher or a nurse. And at my high school reunion, I got the award for the most years in school with no degree. And so
That's mean. That's so mean.
I finally went back to school as an adult.
Yes.
I graduated from UT Tyler I was 40 years old. And my degree was in applied science, which
Okay.
is where you would get your nursing degree.
Right.
But it also is just kind of a science degree, a bachelor's degree in applied science. And when I graduated, during my senior year, I had done some applied studies in just like web design and things that I was interested in. I was interested in photography, but I didn't really think anything about doing it as a career. I was mainly just trying to get my degree and be, so in case anything ever happened to my
Right.
husband, I would have that degree. And then for graduation, I got my first Canon camera. And I just fell in love with taking pictures. I love taking pictures of animals, nature, sunsets, the things that a lot of people love. Anything that's pretty. I love beautiful things, and I love to see nature and beauty just all around. So anyway, I started taking pictures of my friends' children, and turned out they were pretty good. And so
You're like, ooh, I can do
what
this.
started out kind of as a hobby just grew into a business. And my first real foray into the business realm was at a Catholic bazaar. I
Okay.
did a fall festival where people sit on hay bales with mums, and I took pictures, and everybody loved their pictures. And so that was kind of my start. And then from there, it just grew and grew. And I was in Jacksonville at the time, and have had a studio in my home for many, many years until we built my studio. Now it's in Swan's Shopping Center in South Tyler, and we built that in 2014.
Oh, wow. So it's just been smooth
Yep.
sailing since.
Yes, I graduated with that bachelor's degree in 2003, and then started the business.
If you had not gone down the photography route, where do you think that degree would have taken you?
I don't know that I would have really used it.
Really?
My husband had a good job, and I didn't have to work
Right.
at the time. I always felt that maybe there was something else out there calling me to do something more, but I
Right.
did have 5 children, and we were busy raising those kids. My youngest was in 5th grade when I got my degree, and so I was volunteering, doing, school PTA president, that kind of thing, and didn't know that I would build a career,
Yeah.
but I love it.
You were busy. You had babies. You had.
That's right.
You were studying. You were going here, there, and everywhere.
And my
How-
husband was so supportive to help me get that degree while we had all those kids at home. And
Was he your cheerleader, just kind of rooting
he
you
was
on?
he said, if anything ever happens, you need to have this. And so I went ahead and finished, and I'm glad I did. I think that UT Tyler helped me in the business realm just to be able to be profitable and sustainable as a business. That was helpful. And also just being able to finish something I started. Creative people are not always super organized.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. So that is an achievement all on its own. Yes, absolutely. How did it feel going back to school after, like you said,
I enjoy school. I love learning. I really liked it. I probably did better as an adult than I did when I was younger, just because I was more disciplined,
Right.
had a little more self-control, you know.
Those little things that help you stay focused. And
That's right.
and of course I feel like with age, even for myself, that I have become more interested in learning.
I love learning. I would go back now if I had the time.
What would you
I just-
study?
Well, I'd probably study more photography or AI, you know.
Oh, yes.
So interesting, all the AI that's coming out, and we use a little bit of AI in my business to
how so?
retouch
Oh,
photos.
So you're not spending hours and hours of like shading and
Yeah,
lighting,
I
fixing
mean,
this.
I have spent so many hours in Photoshop learning how to retouch photos, but now it's pretty easy. It's, I mean, a lot of people do their own retouching. We kind of have a natural style at my business, at
Right.
Donna Cummings Photography. We try to make everything just color correct, properly exposed, but we will do head swaps, meaning if we take the perfect family picture, but the 2-year-old is crying, we'll grab a picture from earlier in the session when she was laughing and then,
Yes.
you know, substitute that. And that used to take hours in Photoshop to do, but now it's just much easier.
Do you use Adobe, or is that kind of like a held secret of
No,
whatever
Adobe
platform?
is the platform that we use for Lightroom, Photoshop. There's a lot of learning and training that's gone into that.
Oh,
for
I'm sure. Do you feel that you're always, or that you're still learning, even
Yes.
after years into the?
Old dog, new tricks.
Yes. What is something that you've caught yourself going, oh, this is unique? Is it with the use of
It
AI?
is. It is retouching that I find new ways to do things that we used to do by hand in Photoshop with hours of training and mistakes and redoing. And,
and
now
zooming
it's
in,
just so
zooming
much
in.
easier. You can just click one button and it fixes, you know, like a closed eye or something like that. Or you can adjust a smile, make it a little bigger. There's just little sliders, and it's pretty fun to tweak your photos.
Oh, that is so fun. Going back when you were talking about your mom and her wanting you to establish yourself in I would say a career that doesn't go away.
Right.
Like teachers and nurses, we're always going to need them. How does she feel, or how does she see you as this growing industry, this photography company?
I hope, I feel like she's proud of me. And she was the director of nursing at a community college, and she was a single mom. And so she felt that it was really important that I had a career and a job that I could fall back on in case anything happened.
She wanted you to have
And-
good standing.
Right. And so, and she was a great nurse. She was a teacher. My parents were both teachers. And so I liked teaching, the idea of teaching. I had that creative urge that wouldn't go away.
Right. That you have to kind of fulfill that destiny of, wanting to create, mold, or shape, however that may,
Right.
come into play. When you called yourself an artist, or you wanted to be an artist, what age did you kind of feel that out for yourself?
I feel like I've wanted to be an artist since I was like second grade, maybe.
What was it that
I
sparked
had
you?
a friend that used to, this is going to date me for sure, but there was a cartoon caricature named Holly Hobby.
Oh, I
Do you
love
remember
Holly-
Holly
yes, I
Hobby?
love Holly Hobby.
So my friend was so good at drawing Holly Hobby. And I loved the way she shaded her bonnet, and I just learned from that friend. And then I always loved going to the Hallmark store. I love cards
Yes.
and graphic design. And so I just kind of grew from there. Took art in high school and loved any kind of art. I love all art.
All
it's
art.
fun. Yeah.
Do you have an artist that you gravitate to that you really like?
Let me think.
I've always
I
been
mean-
partial to Monet, but that's just me because I love the whimsical feel.
I do love Monet. I mean, it's been really fun as an adult. I've been able to go to Paris
Oh, my
twice
goodness.
and go to the Louvre, and it's been really fun to just, go to big museums, the
Yes.
Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and just stare at pictures.
Getting
and
lost in it.
I love Renoir.
Okay. I feel like you can learn a lot about people and who the artists that they really enjoy. Tell me about that experience, because I know having that creative eye, that view, that capture behind the lens, you kind of have a unique view to a lot of life in general. What is it like as an artist or as a photographer going to these big museums and seeing everything in person where people are pulling out a cell
I'm
phone?
just overwhelmed by the beauty that people create,
Mm-hmm.
and I love capturing. I love capturing emotion,
Yeah.
happiness, and relationships in families, and even just newborns are so beautiful, the way God created a perfect baby.
Yes.
And just capturing that and having it for that family to enjoy. Up on the walls, looking
Yes.
around and seeing their beautiful children. That's kind of what we do. And
That's what you want to. If for a customer coming in and they want to capture a moment or a memory, how do you kind of coach someone who's not very photogenic?
Well, it can be difficult, but we know how to pose people, first of all. That is the most flattering. The way you stand, it can really make a difference in your pictures. And so we really are a hands-on photographer. We usually work with two people. My sister-in-law owns half the business. She is super awesome, and she does most of the shooting now. She's Amanda Bray, and we work together a lot. And now I do more of the wrangling. That is telling people how to stand, telling them, put your weight on this foot, and then tip your head, or, however we feel like it's going to be pretty. And then we love to choose a beautiful background. I have these gorgeous hydrangeas right now that have been blooming. This year, it's been a cool spring.
Yes.
And we've had lots of rain. My hydrangeas are just gorgeous. So we've done a couple of family portraits with the hydrangeas in the background, and they're so pretty. And depends, we also coach everybody on what to wear before. If you schedule a family portrait session, we'll have a consult about what you should each wear, and we'll even help you shop
Oh, I love that.
for the outfits, because some people really don't know what to wear and
Right.
what looks good. And so we'll help, and take a look at your house and say, what would look pretty on your walls, because we want this to be something that you're going to enjoy looking at for the next 10 years.
Have you ever done any of those like fun shoots where you're recreating old family photos?
We've
or-
done a few.
What are some of the unique more shoots that you've done?
Well, I would say that my favorite have been destination weddings.
Oh,
because
yes.
now here in Tyler, I do have a really beautiful studio. It's on the pond right across from Hobbies. And so we have nice areas all around the studio that are beautiful for photos. But I love to go to a new place that I've never been before and scout out where would be pretty. I like to just drive around and look for flowers wherever I can find them and find a pretty spot so that it makes a nice, pleasant background. But I've done weddings at West Point Academy in New York.
Oh, wow.
Hawaii, Florida, Arizona, Costa Rica.
Oh,
Just
wow.
lots of really fun, exotic locations, and that's been great.
What would you rather do? Family shoots, baby shoots, or weddings?
Well, I love, like I said, pretty things.
Right.
I love to photograph brides. And I love weddings because they're so pretty. They're all color coordinated. The bridesmaids are all matching.
Yes.
And there's flowers. So I love weddings for that reason. We don't do that many weddings anymore. But I do enjoy, like, I was just doing a family portrait last evening, and they had 3 kids. And it just was so fun to interact with them and see how their family dynamics are, how they joke around, and and it's fun doing families. I love newborns. 2-year-olds are my challenge.
I think that's everybody.
I have 3-year-old granddaughters right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a new appreciation for their difficult personalities at times.
Yes.
And if they want to take pictures, then you're going to have a wonderful time. And then if they don't, you're going to have to really do a lot of work
Ooh,
to
goodness.
coax them.
And that's more of like they're kind of controlling
Yeah,
the
they are the
situation.
boss. They are the
Understood.
boss of that session for sure.
Have you had
I
any-
love senior portraits.
Oh,
Seniors
yes.
are really fun. They're so gorgeous. They're at the prime of their lives. They come in and they have so much potential, and I love to capture their personalities and just how beautiful they are at that age in their lives.
Absolutely.
Boys and girls.
Everybody.
They're so just full of potential, and they're starting this exciting time in their lives. I love it.
Is there of either a person or maybe, inspiration that you pull from for your work?
Well, I'm a member of Professional Photographers of America, PPA.
Oh, cool.
And so I love getting my magazine every month,
Mm-hmm.
and I read it from cover to cover. Amanda, my sister-in-law, makes fun of me because I have stacks of magazines that I hate to throw away. I have always loved looking at fashion magazines
Oh,
and
yes.
at any kind of magazine, but those PPA magazines come and I just like grab it and want to read every article and look at the different ways that different photographers have to capture, you know, the same old family portrait, but they do it
Right.
in a new way. And so it does get, it's a challenge to stay creative when we have a pretty studio and things are similar. I have these iconic doors at my studio with a chandelier behind. There's an arch, so it's beautiful, beautiful light every time. And we do our Junior Symphony League portraits in that location, and it's so pretty. We do a lot of seniors there too, but I love to get creative and go somewhere that I haven't been before and see what new thing I can find and what pretty location hasn't been photographed before.
And so that magazine allows you to not only see what others are doing to give you ideas and inspiration, but does it help you kind of stay on the trend of what's popular at
Yeah,
the
I'll see
moment?
new trends, and I love also pet photography.
Oh my
We
gosh,
don't
yes.
do a lot of it, but I love photographing animals.
Yes.
And I love it when like a senior will bring their dog to the shoot. It just makes everybody happier.
Yes.
The dogs usually lighten up the person who might be nervous about getting their picture made. If they have their best friend with them, they'll be fun and happy, and I like to include dogs in family portrait shoots. And
They're part of the family. Why
yeah.
not? That's awesome. What do you love most about working with families and individuals here in East Texas?
Well, I love the relationships that I've built with them. I mean, I'm now doing senior portraits for babies that I photographed when they were newborns.
Oh.
And so that is like so awesome to grow with a family. And my friends are all my clients. Like, I've just made the best friends over the years from doing their pictures. Then we'll kind of get to know each other, and I feel like I'm part of their family because I capture their beautiful moments.
I love that. And it's almost like you're even telling a story and
Right.
getting to write that beginning, middle, and end rather than handing off the book to someone else to
But
finish.
making it so that the happiness shines through.
Yes, yes. How does that work with, I guess, storytelling through photography? How does that work?
Well, for instance, we have a baby's first year plan for our newborns, and so we photograph the same child at newborn, 6 months, 9 months, and 1 year.
So it's like-
and sometimes, like, maybe they'll bring a special toy that they got for a newborn gift, and then bring it to every session and watch how the child grows and becomes maybe attached to that item, like a
Oh,
teddy bear or
yes.
a little elephant or something like that. It's pretty fun to do that. And just the more you're with them, the more you get to know them. And then you know what makes them laugh
Yes.
and smile. And I don't know, it's great.
On the business side of things, because I think that takes a lot of effort, creativity, and brain power along with the
It
creative
does.
side of photography. What are some of the things that you've noticed that you've done? Because I remember you saying that UT helped you on the business side of things
Yes.
quite a bit. How so?
Well, in my business, in photography, there are many photographers that are so talented, so good, but they don't make it in business because maybe they don't charge enough to be sustainable, and they get burnt out. We sell products. We don't just take pictures and give you a USB or a disc or whatever. Our images, we try to capture images that will be printed and go on your wall. Or be in an album, an heirloom, a family piece that is going to be passed down from generation to generation. We really do believe in putting your pictures on the wall, not just in your phone. And you can take great pictures with your phone now,
Yeah.
but then chances are, I mean, the pictures that I really love are the
Yes.
ones that I print. And then I can look back on, they're framed all over my house, and they just give me so much joy when I look at them in my house. That's my art. I have a couple of pieces of real art,
Right.
but most of my art are my babies and my grandbabies.
Yes.
And that's what most of my clients come for.
Is to put them on the wall, not just to
Yes.
put them in your phone.
Not just to stick them in a drawer or on your phone or on Facebook, which that's all great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fun to show them off to friends, and friends love to see them. But I like to have them decorate my home. And that's what our goal as a studio, we don't just sell digitals. We sell collections that have printed pieces, maybe a nice acrylic block for the kitchen, and then a wall art for the living room, or just different things like that, and albums.
If you were to give advice to someone who, whether they were starting their own photography business or just a business in general, what would be some of the, you need to make sure you're doing X, Y, and Z so that you are successful?
Well, it's not just taking the pictures.
Right.
So we take the pictures, and maybe that takes an hour, maybe 2 if it's a newborn. So you think, oh, well, I should only charge an hour. No, there's so much more work that goes into that
Yes.
one session. Then you have to process the pictures, make sure that they're color corrected. You cull them. Then we meet with our clients after they've been processed, and they select the ones they like the best. And then those pictures get retouched to our specifications. We want to make sure they just look awesome when you get them. And then we place the order. They go to the lab. Then they come back from the lab. We have to make sure the order was correct. And, you know, for a not detail-oriented person, I've hired some people that help with that. But then after we get them back, we frame them and get them ready to be given back to the customer. There's maybe conversations over the phone before the session. We have consultations, like I was saying, and so that's all time that goes into one photo session.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of photographers will just think, oh, well, you know, I'm just going to go take the pictures. It takes 30 minutes, and so, you know, I'll just charge for that. But
Right.
it's way more work.
I mean, frames by themselves are so expensive.
They are. And we work with framers to make everything just look beautiful. And we try to work with our clients so that we're sort of like interior designers a little bit. We will sometimes go to their houses. In fact, I ran into a client today that has bought many pictures from me over the years, and she's moving into a new house. And she said, I need to get you to come over and help me do a gallery wall. I said, absolutely, of course.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I'll go over to her house, and we'll go through all her pictures and make a beautiful wall gallery for her.
I love that. Is that something that you're starting to do more and more of? Because I know gallery
I do
walls
it-
are very popular right now.
Yeah, we've been doing it for years. And then also our frame selections. When we finish You Buy a Collection, our wall art comes with a frame. And so we offer different frames, and I try to coordinate those and say, you're going to be back for your baby's 6-month session in a few months. So look at these frames and see, would you like to have them all match, or do you want to do coordinating gold frames, and then that way they'll all go together. And
Right.
maybe this isn't your only child, so let's think into the future, because once you get another baby, we want them all still to go together so that your house looks beautiful and you have all these great memories of your babies.
And it looks
And
beautiful
it looks great.
displaying it all.
That's right.
When you're looking back at your career, what is something that really stands out that you're most proud of?
Well, I'm proud because I did get an award from UT Tyler as the Distinguished Alumni.
Oh, wow.
After I graduated as a housewife, then I started my business and became successful in business, and then I got that award, and it felt good to like make something out of nothing, more or
Right.
less, you know. So that was a proud moment. And just getting the degree, you know, so that I could go back to my next high school reunion and say I did it.
Look at here. No more.
I did it.
Yes.
And I just love when I'll have a client that's just so happy with their pictures. Maybe they've never had a good picture before, and they get theirs, and they're just so happy that they feel so good. That's what makes me feel good.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, what's next for you? Because I know you
Well-
mentioned that you're kind of stepping away from the camera side of itself. You know, you had
Yes.
mentioned you're working alongside your sister-in-law.
Right.
So, what's next for you?
Well, I don't really have plans to retire, partly because I just need to work.
Right.
And
the
also,
creative
I
juices don't
enjoy
flow
it.
away.
I do a lot of the sales, and then I also we get together and plan out our yearly calendar and kind of talk about what specials we might run for what month, and we'll get that penciled in. So occasionally I've painted a backdrop so that we'll have something to look forward to. I just enjoy being with my customers and, you know, helping them make decisions. Like when we go through, it's a sales session, but we call it a preview session. They get to see their pictures, and maybe they have 50 images, and I try to help them narrow down to 10. And it's really fun because they're all good. They can't decide, but then I'll say, okay, well, what about, look at this one. I see this hand is just a little bit different, and help guide them into a great decision that they feel good about, that they got the best of the best.
So it's just the experience of making those connections and, allowing the families to, yeah, guide them really. Because, you don't want to be sold something. I feel like everyone's being sold something, whether it's, jumping on your phone, there's an ad. You're
Right.
really creating an experience for them.
Absolutely. And I would, if you said I was going to be a salesperson, I'd be like, no, I don't like sales. But I love helping my customers pick their pictures. I enjoy looking at them with them and just experiencing the joy they have when they see their child on the screen, and they
Right.
love it. It's just so pretty, and I love the whole experience. And it does just feel like I'm helping them. I'm not selling them. We are pretty expensive, and I don't like that part, because I feel guilty sometimes that not everybody can afford it, but I also know that we have to be sustainable. I have employees to pay. I have a beautiful studio that we pay for, but
Right.
I feel like we're a good value when you look at the lifelong product that you get out of it.
And it's not just the photo.
It's not just photo, it's the memory of the experience itself of taking the picture. Hopefully everybody has a great time, and then they go, oh, like the husbands hate it the most, and then afterwards they'll go, oh, that wasn't so bad. I kind of enjoyed it. And then they maybe go out to dinner or something, and they had a good time. It is stressful getting ready for pictures.
Yes.
And so they'll come in kind of harried, because they've all had to get dressed, look cute, and be there on time. And then I go, okay, now it's time to relax and have a good time. And then we just have fun, and it's over before they know it. And they're like, oh, that was pretty fun.
If you were to leave us with a phrase, advice, anything, what would it be?
Oh, gosh. Advice is print your pictures. Definitely print your pictures. Sometimes, technical things happen, and I lost a year of pictures when was it around 2003? So the years before that, maybe 2001 and 2, people started taking digital pictures, and I was along with those people, where the cameras weren't really good enough yet, and you could maybe make a good 4x6, but a lot of people didn't print them because we thought we'd always have them. And look at how technology has changed. We started with floppy disks, and then we went to, CDs, and then we went to USBs. Now we don't even use USBs, we just download.
Right.
And so the year that the floppy disk was my storage,
Yes.
I lost all those pictures.
Oh,
So
wow.
my kids were, in middle school, and I was taking pictures but not printing them because I wasn't taking my own advice yet. But anyway, we just have a gap of a couple years when we didn't print pictures, and I learned my lesson. And now every time I do pictures, I print a few just to have
Just to
them.
have them.
Yeah,
So it doesn't happen again.
right.
Well, Donna, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Donna's
Thank you for having
photography,
me.
Donna Cummings Photography. Make sure you go and check her out. We
Thank
appreciate you.
Thanks so much.